We're going to learn how to read an architect scale. There'll be another video for how to read an engineer scale. And if you take this scale and you flip it around to the several sides, you'll notice that on this one we can see 1/4. Upside down we see a 1. We can rotate it and we say 3/16. And you can see a 16. Then you can see a 3 and a 3/4. And if you go to the other side, you'll actually see another set of scales. 1.5, 3/8, 1/8, 1/2, and 3/32. And you can see this one doesn't have a number at the bottom because this is the other side of the 16, which is basically just your standard ruler. A lot of times in landscaping we're going to be using 1/8 or 1/4, so I'll start by talking about those. You'll notice that you've got numbers that are being read in two different directions, and if I start from this 1/8 inside, you'll see the 0, 4, 8, 12, 16, etc., on the top. But if I start from this side, I see 46, 44, 42, 40, and they're going down. But if I come back to the other side, you'll see on the bottom row, the numbers are actually going up. 0, 2, 4, 6, etc. The other thing that's really cool about this ruler is you'll notice at the one side of each one of them, you'll see where we've got a 0 and then a few tick marks or hash marks afterwards. So this ruler enables you to measure very accurately in inches. And what this means is when you say something is in quarter scale, is that for every 1/4 inch on the paper, it's 1 foot on the ground. So if we look at this, you can see here is the 0 and there's the 2. So if I had a line that was from 0 to 2, that would actually represent 2 feet outside. So if I had a line that was from the 0 to the 4, that would represent 4 feet outside. Now what if I wanted to draw a line that was 4.5 feet? That's where we're going to use these little tick marks here. And these little tick marks, we know that this has to add up to 1 foot. So we know that this big one in the middle is going to be our 6 inches. And there is then going to be 3 inches. So it happens to be that every single one of these little tick marks is an inch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we can be accurate down to an inch. So if I wanted to draw a line that was 4 feet, 6 inches, I could start with the 4, and I would just draw my line. Now I've got 4 feet, and then I would continue drawing until I got here to the 6. Now, each scale is a little bit different. So if we come back to this side, and we're taking a look at this side, you can see we're going to measure from left to right at this point. Now this 1/8 scale means that every 1/8 of an inch is a foot on the ground. So that means if I go from 0 to here, to this 4, that's 4 feet. So from 0 to this one, it looks like it says 46, but it's really not because we're reading this top number. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, etc., etc., etc. But if we come in and we take a close look at these little hash marks, you'll notice there aren't as many of them, but they still have to add up to 1 foot. So this big one again is going to be your 6-inch mark, and then you see there's only 2 in between here. So we know that this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. All of these hash marks, no matter how many they are, have to add up to 12. So we know with a little bit of math that that's going to be halfway through that, so that's 6 inches. And that's going to be your foot. So if I wanted to measure something that was 4 feet 6 inches, or to draw a line that was 4 feet 6 inches, I could draw a line starting at the 4, go back to the 0, and then go down to this little hash mark. I can't get as accurate as I can with the other one. I can only get to 2 inches of accuracy. That's pretty good for the landscape industry. It allows us to be fairly accurate. This works with just about every single one of these. So if you're measuring on an odd scale, we don't use 3/4 very often. How about 3/16? Again, you're always going to start where the 0 is. So if you're using the 3/16 scale, you're going to start here where the 0 is, and you're going to count up. So what we're looking at is, again, that's 2 feet, 4 feet, 6 feet, 8 feet, 10 feet, etc., etc. So we're always going to be using the numbers that are going up, and this has to enter equal 1 foot here. So there's your 6 inches, there's your 3 inches, there's your 9 inches, so you can actually be fairly accurate with this.